And then Johnny Carson's talent scout saw it and he put me on. And then Johnny got me, and Lauren got me. And one time, Kevin Nealon has this story that kind of sounded like you. One time, Lauren brought the guys in his office and he goes, "Is Victoria doing a character or is that really her?" He goes, "Is she really dumb? Or is she like really smart pretending to be dumb? Like no one can ever figure it out. I can't figure it out either."
Well, this is going to be great.
Welcome to the White House Pod with David A.R.
I'm going to finish what I started.
It's not easy. It's simple.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited about my guest here. Not only is she a friend, yes, she's the funniest person on the planet. We've had her. It's been a joy and a pleasure for me to get to work with her. But more importantly, let's just say this. She was a cigarette girl. See if you can guess this. A waitress, a typist, until one day, Johnny Carson noticed her stand-up routine and put her on The Tonight Show 20 times. And after that, she started in movies, TV, and then, of course, most notably, landed on a little show called Saturday Night Live. But today, we have the one, the only, Victoria Jackson. Vicki, how are you? I'm trying to remember the last time we worked together. It wasn't Marriage Retreat. I feel like we worked together something after Marriage Retreat, didn't we?
It was a sitcom where I was your mother or somebody's mother, and it was a sitcom.
I think it was Malibu Dan. Malibu Dan. That's what. Malibu Dan, the family man. Yeah. That is hilarious. I loved having you on the show. I mean, I love always having you around, but that show is very, very funny. You're super funny at that. How are you? Where are you? Where are you coming to us from?
I am near Nashville, Tennessee, and my husband is scraping ice off of his car, making the dog bark. I'm from Miami. Yeah, I'm from Miami, so snow is very exciting to me. I left Miami, my hometown, went to LA to be an actress, got SNL, lived in New York and LA for 10 years, got reunited with my high school sweetheart, left the exciting life so he could have his dream career in Miami, and I raised our kids there, and so we habla español poquito, and
You learned some Spanish?
You have to. Everything is Spanish in
Wait,
Miami.
why did your husband, what was his dream career in Miami?
He was on the SWAT team when we got reconnected. Right. But then he became a helicopter police pilot, and he'd been waiting for the helicopter job on a waiting list. And so he was very excited when he got that. But I really wanted to give my kids 100% of me. So it worked out perfect because I raised them, and now they're doing great. They both love Jesus. Scarlett is a writer-speaker. She was on TBN yesterday plugging her new book called Hopeful-ish, and it's dedicated to me.
Aww.
I'm like, wait a minute, is this a mommy dearest? Because kids can say whatever they want. I mean, me and Scarlett have two different memories of this airplane ride, and she writes in her book this thing, and I'm like, that's not how it happened. You were 4. I was 28. You were 4. That's not how it happened. But anyway, and my other daughter, Aubrey, is going to have my 5th grandchild in like a week or 2.
Do we have 3 children or 2 children?
I had 2 daughters, and now I have 5 grandkids, And this is the funnest time of my life. I'm having so much fun right now, even though I have stage 4 cancer.
Okay, so wait a second. Let me back up for a second.
But, David, how are you?
Yeah, of course. Let's talk about me for a second. You put your stage 4 cancer on the hold. Victoria, you're an anomaly, I think, with stage 4 cancer. Did you see it coming? Meaning, like, is it a new diagnosis, or has it been a while?
What happened was, it's not in my family. I started coughing in 2015, right before a stand-up comedy gig, and I couldn't stop coughing. And I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. So I went and got the cough checked out, and the nurse was a man at the walk-in clinic. I said, there's a little numb spot right here. Is that my immune system fighting? He goes, numb spot, chest, you're going to the breast clinic. And 2016, I had all the stuff. I had chemo, radiation, double mastectomy. And I wrote a book about it called Lavender Hair, because I had to wear a lot of wigs that year. And it was amazing how God just was there with me. It wasn't a horrible thing. It was like, it convinced me that my faith in Jesus is real. Because I was like, I should be scared and I should be sad, but I'm not. This is a new adventure. My whole life, I've been reading the Bible. Absent from the body, present with the Lord. For me to live is Christ, to die is gain. Those are just words. But I was living them. I was like, wow, it's a win-win. If I live longer, I get to see more grandkids born. And if I die next year or tomorrow or today, I get to see Jesus Christ, Messiah, creator of the universe, face to face. That's what I have to look forward to. It's like, then 10 years, it was in remission or whatever, Then I started coughing again a year ago, and they found breast cancer cells pushing on my windpipe. So I couldn't breathe. It was. Are you back
into doing more chemo and all that stuff, or did you have to do it again, or are they just holding on that?
Well, what they said was they have a toolbox, and they're like, I go, cut it out of me. They're like, we can't do that. Why? I don't know why. They go, but we could radiate it. So they radiated this thing that was ruining my breathing, and it worked. Because radiation kills the cancer cells, and it damages the healthy cells, but the healthy ones grow back. So then I can breathe again. So now they say I have little tumors around here, little ones.
Yeah.
I have one on my spine. Paul, say hi. You're creeping around like a weirdo.
I'm sorry.
Say
Hi.
Say hi.
Hi, Paul.
Is that David A.R. White?
It is. Good to see you, Paul. You look great.
Good to see you, sir. How you been? Everything good?
Well, yes. Everything's good. Thank you. Are you still flying helicopters? Are you retired from flying helicopters?
I retired 11 years ago, and I haven't flown since. But I flew for 22 years, so that was plenty.
Yeah,
that was long enough. Yeah.
You know what's funny is you
career.
guys have I've watched some of your Instagram posts and whatnot, and you're so adorable. The two of you of your banter back and forth. It's almost like a vaudeville. Okay, Paul. It's like you guys are a walking vaudeville show.
I told him that. The other day I said, let's talk about the Minnesota
Paul's the straight
thing.
man. You're the funny. Yeah.
I told him that.
David, you could search the world over. You will never find two more different people on the face of the
You
earth.
have to put your head lower.
All right, I have a question because this is not. Okay. Go, Paul. Go. Let me. I'll ask Victoria about this one. Victoria, what is the secret? Good to see you too. What is the secret of marriage though for you guys? Because you guys have been married a long time and then now remarried a long time. So how do you do this, especially for all those people in the world who, marriage is tough. It's hard to keep it going. Well, how do we do this? Are you just like, you're just super gifted?
I'm hanging by the skin of my teeth. Actually, our marriage is very, very difficult. Like
Yeah.
super horrible. A lot.
I just wish you'd be honest for 1 minute.
I'm holding back. I'm really holding back. People are like, you just say whatever's in your head. I go, no. I'm holding back a lot. Basically, Paul asked me for a divorce a year ago.
Oh, okay.
No, he didn't ask me. He texted me. So this is our marriage. Speaking about the Vaudeville Act, yesterday I go, Paul, let's talk about the Minnesota ICE agent thing from your perspective. You were a cop. You had machine guns, people shooting at you, you shooting at them. Let's talk about it. And so I started out, and he goes into this diatribe, and like, so I tried to interject with a little, George and Gracie. He's the straight man. I'm the ditz.
Yeah.
Let's make it a little fluff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody wants to hear the same bullet points, talking points you hear on TV all day, over again. The Democrat
All right, hold on a second.
Party.
I'm going to take a pause here because I don't have too much time with you, Vicky. So let me ask you this real quick. At what point in time, because even as you have been telling all of this stuff, right, in the last 10 minutes that we've had you, 9 minutes, you are so funny to listen to, even in the midst of the heavy stuff. So here's my question. When did you get your voice, for one thing? And is it your natural voice, or did you just wake up going, I'm going to be a comedian, so I'm going to work on this voice? And do you have is your voice that voice, or is it really like this? Hi, my name is Victoria. No, I mean, where did you get your voice?
My real voice. This is my real voice.
Seriously, when I got the cancer thing here, I thought it was from talking in that low voice too much. Because every time I talk in that low voice, it kind of hurts right here. Well, anyway, here's the deal. Oh, to finish the cancer thing, I take 1 pill a day of this magic pill that makes tumors not grow.
Got it. Wait, we'll pick up on the cancer thing later. What I want to ask is, when you're a kid, though, hold on. When you're a kid, did you always have the funny voice? When did you know?
Baptist church 3 times a week. The gym every day. My dad was a gymnastics coach. Straighten your knees, point your toes, lose 5 pounds. Every day. Serious. Make straight A's.
But you must have had people where you had your voice, so were people around you just laughing oh my gosh, this girl's so funny?
No, nobody said no. And I said, why? And she goes, you talk in a baby voice. And I was like, no one ever said that to me. Not my parents, not my friends, nobody. And I was like, oh, well, how can I make it different? And she goes, I don't know. She was the speech teacher. And she goes, pretend like you're walking down a flight of stairs. And I go, you mean go like that down to well, if I'm down here, how do I talk if I'm on the low step? And she shrugged and walked away, and I couldn't audition for the play. So then, see,
how did you get into comedy, though? Where did the comedy come in? When did you first?
Well, I'll tell you.
Well, I have to do this fast because they don't give us enough time here.
Fast. Okay, my dad was shot for serious trauma, and doors flew open for ditzy parts. So I just walked through whatever doors open. And it seems to me that Hollywood rewards you for having a different voice, and other occupations do not reward you for that, because I was a secretary for a lawyer once, and I did a back handspring for his birthday because it was so boring, in the stupid office. And I go, I have a birthday surprise for you. And I went, I have flipped over you. And I did a back handspring in high heels in my office outfit. And everyone in the office was like this. Like, they thought I was insane.
It's like a Saturday Night Live sketch. Did you ever do that as a Saturday Night Live sketch?
No, that's a good idea. I could never think of material. That's
Well,
a
who
good
was
idea.
writing your material on Saturday Night Live?
Nobody.
Well, somebody must have. How were you? You were like in every sketch with Paul Hartman.
No, there was 5 shows where I had no lines, and I said, Lauren, I don't want to be in the good nights because I don't have anything to bow over. I had no lines. He goes, you're a lot more apparent than you think you are. I'm like, and then I go, well, how can I get more lines? And he goes, did you bring food to the writers? So I actually brought food to the writers one night. I didn't know if it was a joke or not. And they looked at me like I was crazy. But basically, it's everyone out for themselves. And I wrote the things on Update where I did handstands and tap dance and stuff. I wrote most of those myself because I know how I talk. But I don't know how other people talk. Like, I never went to Second City. I never went to the Groundlings. Never heard of improv. I never saw SNL. When I grew up, I had no TV.
Wait,
but
where
Lauren
were
thought
you?
It was funny.
Yeah, well, that's the funny thing is like whenever you open your mouth, you're funny, and obviously, Lauren Michaels knew that. He knew that enough to put you on that show. But I want to go back to this Johnny Carson thing really quick. So Johnny Carson, you would go on there. Did you do a routine of? Were you doing a stand-up routine, or was it more physical routine where you were jumping around and flipping?
Okay. Well, to answer that question, when I went to LA and I didn't have an agent or a manager or an audition, I decided that stand-up comedy was the new thing, and that if I could do a 6-minute act, I could get noticed and maybe get to be an airhead on a sitcom, the role I was born to play, the only role I could probably get. And so I went to the Comedy Store on open mic night, and I got yelled at by Mitzi because I was doing Lily Tomlin's Edith Ann routine. My name is Edith Ann, and I'm 5.5 years old. I never asked to be born. If I did, Mama would have said no. You know, I was copying her thing. And Mitzi goes, you don't copy someone else's material, especially if they're alive. And I was like, oh, I didn't know. So the next week I went there, I thought, I don't know how to write jokes, but I thought, well, I can hold a handstand for 60 seconds and I could say a poem upside down. So I started developing a stand-up act. I did it for 2 years, every night at the Variety Arts Center for 2 years, honing my 6 minutes. I paid my dues. And it wasn't just flips and handstands. It was poems and kind of jokes. And then Johnny Carson's talent scout saw it and he put me on. And then Johnny got me, and Lauren got me. And one time, Kevin Nealon has this story that kind of sounded like you. One time Lauren brought the guys in his office and he goes, is Victoria doing a character or is that really her? He goes, is she really dumb? Or is she like really smart pretending to be dumb? Like no one can ever figure it out. I can't figure it out either. But look, I do read a lot. I have a master's in college. Are we done already?
No. It's amazing though. Here's what's so amazing is we had I love that.
I'm in 3 Bible studies.
Hold on. Let me stay on track here for 2 seconds. I remember when Fred Willard was on our show, or he was on our movie, Holy Man Undercover. And Fred Willard is obviously a master comedian, would come on and do his, and he was like, could barely make it to the set. And then as soon as he was on the set, then he would just come alive, and everything out of his mouth was so funny. Both when we were having lunch to when he was performing. And that you could never really tell whether or not he actually knew what he was doing, because he just, he rode up on his bike. It was a girl's bike with a whatever. My point is he just was so inherently funny. You're like, does he even know he's being funny? And I think that's in some ways, people don't know whether you are, like, just like you said, you have an unbelievable voice, right? And if channeled right, which is what you came across life doing, and then all of a sudden realized, my gosh, that voice is a gold mine, is an anomaly, and is something so special, that you are such a character, and you don't know whether or not this is real, or you're putting it on for the performance. And I still have known you for many, many years, and I don't even know.
I don't know either. I don't know.
Except for the fact that is your voice, though. You're not putting that voice on.
No, this is my real voice. And my parents don't have a voice like that. My kids don't have a voice. This one guy said I have congenital palatal insufficiency, he was a throat doctor. But, but I do watch my performances and I critique them.
Yeah.
And so I am aware of how much ditziness I'm
of course, because
out.
yes, you know what you're doing clearly, given the fact that you were on the biggest show, the biggest comedy show ever, and then Johnny Carson being on there 20 times is not any small feat. Like, you clearly are a master at what you do.
One time I played a mean bad lady who shot someone with a gun, and I couldn't pull it off. I did everything right.
Was it a sketch?
No, it was some TV show. One of those old.
Yeah.
Dick Van Dyke was a spy or something.
Did you do only sitcoms, or did you end up doing movies? I know you did our movies, but I mean, did you do like? Was the transition from Saturday Night Live to where did you go after Saturday Night Live? Was it to movies or TV primarily?
Okay, before Saturday Night Live, I was in The Pickup Artist with Robert Downey Jr., and I had been on 2 TV shows that didn't make it. So I bought my first house in Laurel Canyon with this TV show called Half Nelson, starring Joe Pesci, and I was his love interest. So I was in like a lot of things that never really took before SNL, and then during SNL, I got more auditions for movies like Baby Boom with Diane Keaton, and Dan Aykroyd movie called Couch Trip, and Casual Sex with Leah Thompson, and UHF with Weird Al and Yankovic. And then after SNL, I had a holding deal with Gail Berman, and they were writing me my own sitcom called Victoria, and George Clooney was playing my boyfriend.
Oh my gosh.
And it was 1992. And when I was working with him, he said, he's like in a bad mood. He goes, I've been in 12 friggin' pilots. He'd been in 12. And then our show didn't make it, but then he got ER.
He did okay.
The rest is history. But it's a lot of luck involved, I think.
Yeah.
And then after that Victoria show didn't work, I became a mom. And I just did little things here and there.
I'm going to segue this to because they're wrapping us up now, like at 10. I'm gonna have you back because this is we're too rushed. Yes, I hope you'll come back. But here's my question to you. I love that.
My grandchildren.
Dare to Dream. This show is called Dare to Dream. Out of all the things that you could encourage people who want to be you or do what you've done, what's your word of advice for them? Knowing after going through this whole career and everything in life, at the end of the day, what do you encourage people to sit with about how to dare to dream. How do they follow their dreams?
Well, if you're a Christian, if you're a Jesus follower, you kind of have to put it by the big guy, like, Lord, he's kind of your agent. And and what I think God gives us dreams and different gifts and dreams and everything. But if God gives you that, well, if you're not a believer, yeah, dream big, go try to do it. Satan will probably help you a lot. If you're not a believer, Satan will help you. Especially if you want to be a cross-dresser at the Super Bowl or something.
But if you are a believer, what's your encouragement?
If you are a believer and you have dreams, God probably put them in your heart. And I think you should give it 100%. Oh, this is what my dad said when I was 16. He says, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I go, I don't know. He goes, well, if you could be anything, what would you be? I go, I would like to be Maria and the Sound of Music and marry the captain and have 6 children in matching outfits and sing with my ukulele on the mountain and harmonize. And my dad goes, it sounds like an actress. And like, I never thought of that as
wow.
a career choice ever.
I love
never
it.
entered my mind. I thought it was magic. You just magically become Maria. And he goes, it sounds like an actress. He goes, show business and Christianity don't mix very well. So I don't recommend it. But if that's what you want to be, give it 100%. And that's what I did. I mean, that's like actually big advice.
Yeah, that's very sweet that your dad actually said that too. Knowing that you probably weren't exactly following his dream for you, but that he let you do that and go on that. Victoria, we have to end this, but I want to please come back. Please come back, and I want to catch up with you anyway. And I appreciate you, and you have made me and so many others laugh and enjoy you for years and years. Thank you. You're awesome.
Thank you, David. Yeah. Thank you for the jobs you gave me.
My
We're
pleasure.
Always looking for. Thank you, and I want to hear about you next time.
Deal.